Happy Thursday. Today we're going to learn about the staff. All right, so far we've learned about note values and their durations, and we've learned about measures and how notes can be pieced together to make rhythms. Today we're going to start on our journey of learning pitches, but to learn how pitches work, what notes are called, we have to learn their home. We have to learn how they're placed. And the thing that they're placed on is called the staff. Let me move that out of the way. The staff is this. It has 5 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines and 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now notice that I numbered these from bottom to top. So whenever we read our staff, when we read the notes on it, we'll go from left to right, just like if we're reading words. But we always think of the staff as being built from bottom to top also. The lower you go on the staff, the lower those pitches are. The higher you go, the higher those pitches are. Okay, so you think of them as going up like this. Da, 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 da. And so the higher you go, the higher the pitches get. Okay, so we have lines and we have spaces. Notes get drawn on these lines like this. This would be a whole note, right? Just the circle. See how the line goes right through the middle of that? Here's another whole note on a line. A quarter note on a line would look like this. See, the line went right through the middle, and then it's got its stem. It could also look like this way up here. Now, note, I don't have enough room to draw my stem up, do I? I mean, I could make it go way off like this, but that just looks funny. So when we have high notes, we just flip it around and the stem goes down. Now it didn't go down on this side, it went down here. So see, if we turn this over, it would look the same. So if a note is on the middle line or higher, we'll make its stem go down. So we've got half notes on lines, quarter notes on lines, whole notes, quarter notes, and a half note would look like that also. Or, with the down stem. Same stem rule applies. So line notes, notes on lines, it goes right through the middle of the note head. Remember, that's called the note head. Okay. So notes on spaces, space notes as they're called, they get drawn right in the space. Now it's not something little tiny like this, right? That note is too small for the staff we have. So it'd be nice size. It would take up the space of the space, right? Take up all that room. What's wrong is to draw, let me give it a stem. What's wrong would be to draw it like this. This one's too big, or it's not quite in the space. See how it overlaps that? Someone might look at this and say, is that supposed to be a space note, or is that supposed to be a line note? So always make sure your notes are in those spaces. Same thing with if it's supposed to be a line note, and you make it too big, too fat, it's also kind of ambiguous, not quite sure where that's supposed to be. So space notes can look like that. They can look like that. They can look like that. They can look like this, right? So as long as they're in that space. Okay. So then notes can move on our staff. Remember I said we read these left to right. and then the pitches are what will go up and down. But notes can move on our staff by steps or skips. I'm going to write that right here. Steps or skips or jumps, but we're going to talk about steps and skips. So say we've got 2 quarter notes in our song. We have one here and one here. All right, so this went from a space note to a line note, okay? And they're right next to each other. See, they're touching the space in the line, okay? So this would be called a step. And actually, it would be called a step down because, see, it goes down. It would get lower. So this would be like da-dum. Okay, so a step up would be from there back to here. So that was a step down. This then would be a step up. Bum, bum. They're right next to each other. And then it's going from here up to here, step up. So notes that are next to each other, those move by step. Okay. Skips are gonna skip something. So if we have here, that one was a little small for our giant staff we have. There we go. So we have this note and we have this note. Remember, it's on our middle line, so the stem gets to go down. Okay, this is a line to a line. Okay, we skipped over the staff in the middle, so we call it a skip. And it goes, don't look at the stems, look at the note heads. It's a skip up because you went from this line to this line, right? Skip up. Okay, a skip down would be back down to where we came. So that's a skip up. That is a skip down. All right, and that works if we're going from lines to lines or spaces to spaces. There's a space, there's a space. My notes are a little small, but right, we went to a space, we skipped over the line in the middle, so that's a skip down. Okay, so just to review, the staff is these 5 lines or 4 spaces, or 5 lines and 4 spaces on which the notes are placed to show you their pitch. Next week, we'll learn which note is called which pitch or goes with which pitch. The notes can be drawn on the lines or in the spaces. And then when they're drawn there, we think of them moving by steps or skips. Now, if they're going to move further than a skip, if we were going to skip even more stuff, we might call that a jump. And then the higher you go, it goes up. The lower you go, it goes down. So higher on the staff, higher the pitch. Lower on the staff, lower the pitch. All right, if you have any questions, ask in the comments. Thanks for watching.